Ethnography by Jason Edwards. What is ethnography? Ethnography is the art and science used to describe a group or culture. Core characteristics of ethnography. First, it is conducted on site or in a naturalistic setting in which real people live. Second, it is personalized since you as the researcher are both an observer and a participant in the lives of those people. And third, ethnography is a dialogue since conclusions and interpretations formed through it can be given comments or feedback from those who are under study. What are the benefits of ethnography? Ethnography can be conducted entirely by one individual. It is longitudinal in nature, allowing you as the researcher to observe and record changes over time. It allows you to get an insider's view of reality. It allows you to collect data in a realistic or naturalistic setting in which people act naturally, focusing on both verbal and nonverbal behaviors. How to collect the data. 3 data collecting techniques are used most in ethnography: observation, interviewing, and archival research. Researchers who use ethnographic methods tend to engage in participant observation and field interviewing and use archival research to support or contradict similar findings. An example of ethnographic study was done by Wade Gilbert and Pierre Trudel, learning to coach through experience, reflection, and model youth sport coaches. In spite of the worldwide popularity of youth sport programs, effective coaching programs for youth coaches are scarce. Youth sport coaches consistently maintain volunteers without certification, formal training, or opportunities for professional development that would typically be offered to other educators. Therefore, the purpose of this study was to investigate how youth-level sport coaches learn despite having a formal coaching education program. Researchers asked, how model youth sport coaches learn through experience and reflection? Six youth soccer and ice hockey coaches participated in the study during a single sports season. The coaches had an average of 10.7 years of experience, and the teams they coached were comprised of 10 to 14-year-old athletes. Gilbert and Trudel's study focused on model coaches, which they defined from previous research as possessing the following 4 characteristics: interested in ongoing professional development, respected for their commitment to youth sports, considered good leaders, teachers, and organizers, and they kept winning in perspective. Ethnographers focused their analysis on 1 or 2 particular concepts connected to their research questions rather than analyzing an entire range of cultural issues. This is important in this study because the researchers have identified 6 model youth coaches and will study their practice in depth. The researchers collected data consisting of background interviews, documents, game and practice observations, on-site interviews, interview summary interviews, and member check interviews. Gilbert and Trudel prioritized observation as each of the 6 coaches were visited and evaluated at least 9 different times. Preseason, mid-season, postseason reports allowed for coaches to monitor their performance throughout the year. Interviews were conducted after games and consisted of questions pertaining to the decision-making of the coach. The researchers found that these 6 model coaches all engaged in active reflection as a coach and a teacher of specific skills. The results of this study suggest in order to become a model youth sport coach, one must use reflection to learn through experience. 3 types of reflection are necessary: reflection in action, which occurs in the midst of the activity; reflection on action, which occurs between practices; retrospective reflection on action, which occurs after the completion of the season. In conclusion, in order to become a model coach, one must use reflection to learn through experience. Coaches are at a disadvantage because there is no agreed upon curriculum on what these young athletes should learn. The findings of this study can be used to construct a motivating, realistic, and effective real-life coaching education program that can be implemented with limited resources. Furthermore, the results of this study could be used to help develop youth coaching education programs. Thank you.